This is the Hospira Plum A pump. With this pump, very user-friendly. We have a similar line and cassette as our other Plum pump, and this is the pump that we currently use at the hospital, so the students will be seeing this in clinical, and we have one here in the lab. So you insert the cassette all the way, and then close the door. With this pump though, you do have to turn it on once the door is closed. It doesn't automatically come on as soon as it shuts. And again, we'll go through a test progress that actually takes a little bit. It first does a self-test, and then once that's complete, it goes through and does a cassette test. So you just watch and make sure that all the testing's done before you go ahead and do anything. You can see now it's flipped over to the cassette test in progress. And once that's finished, it's asking us if we want to clear the settings. So now that it's done, I can say yes, I want to clear all the settings, and it takes us to our home page. Here we have, you can see the A and the B. So the A is our primary line, B our secondary line. So let's start and set the primary. So we hit A down here. And with this pump, you don't have to scroll up and down with the arrows, you just enter in what you would like. So if I want to run at 125 an hour, and then I scroll down to volume to be infused, I have 100 mils that I need to infuse. And then you can see the duration automatically picks up for us. So in 48 minutes, that volume will be infused, which is a great feature. So once that is done, we're ready to go, so you just hit start. So you can see now that the green light is flashing over the A because our primary line is infusing. So while it's infusing, we can hit options. We don't have to stop the pump. And under options, we have volume infused. So if we choose that, this is where we see how much has been infused in line A and B. It's also where you can clear your lines. So all you have to do is press clear, and the volume infused is all cleared. Once you're finished, you enter, and then you go back to your home screen. Also under the options button is your pressure, your PSI. So let's choose that and see what we're running at. So it shows that our distal pressure limit is 6 PSI, and we're running at a negative 4.4 right now, so we're good. So we'll go back, and then you can see the final option is just our lighting and contrast, which is handy as well because it can get pretty light and interfering when people are trying to sleep. Okay, so we'll go right back to the home screen, and at the home screen, we can set the secondary line. So to set the secondary, we just hit B, and our piggybacks come up. So you can see under piggyback, a lot more options come. So under these options, the program options, we have if we would like a delayed start or if we want to be called back when the infusion is done. Also under the options, we have a drug list. You can see all the drugs that are in there, but because we're not associated with the pharmacy, none of the information has been programmed in. So we'll go back, and standby, you can see if you've put it on standby, it tells you that no delivery is programmed, and then you have your enter button and your back button. So we'll go right back. And to program the piggyback, it's the exact same as the primary. You just put in your rate. So if I wanted to run at 200 an hour, and let's say my mini bag it was a 50 ml bag, and I added 3 mils of solution, so I have 53 mils. It's going to show that at 200 an hour, 53 mils, our infusion will be done in 15 minutes. Again, that's a great feature. Okay. So the therapy button, that just has your drugs under it as well, so it comes up in 2 different spots, your drugs. So let's go back, and I'm not going to start that program because I don't have a secondary line attached right now. So we can see that even though I programmed that, I didn't enter it, so we're still running on our primary line. Okay, the last feature I want to show you is for back priming on this pump. So to back prime, you actually have to stop the pump. Once you stop it, and it has to be on the home screen. So if you try and back prime and can't find it, that's why you have to go back until you get to that home screen, and then you push stop, and then it tells you can back prime. So I'm just going to stick a 10 cc syringe on here so we can back prime. I'm being bad and not swabbing with alcohol. And all you do is push the back prime, and away it goes. You can see the syringe going up. So you can either use the syringe or a piggyback bag if you have it. And we're all set. So we'll push start. Oh, and you can see it's in the cassette test, so it won't start for me. That's why the pump isn't starting. And again, very user-friendly pump. The only thing I can say about this pump is to be patient with it. If you try and do things before it's done testing itself, like I just did, it can get beeping uncontrollably, so that can be a frustration with this pump. So otherwise, I think that's it. We have instructions on the side of it as well. And both pumps are always here in the lab if you want to use them at all. We stop and we shut the pump off.